Alright, so my name is Michael Hughes. I'm an American Bladesmith Society apprentice bladesmith. I'm going to be starting a YouTube channel going over tool reviews for all the different machinery that I have, forging techniques for knife making, blacksmithing, fabrication, knife reviews, basically anything along those lines, just manly shit that you guys would appreciate. So we're just going to do a shop tour. I'm starting by my forging area, and we're going to start with the forge that I have. It's a 3-burner deluxe Majestic forge, sold by Majestic Forge. It's got a lot of cool features on it. We'll do a more in-depth review in the future. But this is basically my setup. I have my vise over there, which I use for twisting and bending stock. I have the forge here, and then my anvil to Trenton. It's 277 pounds. Comes in handy to have a heavier anvil, but anything you want to start with is fine. So we're going to move inside to the shop now, where I have my grinder, bandsaw, all that kind of stuff, and show you the rest of the tools. Alright, so here we are in the shop. I'm just going to give you a rundown of all the tools that I have in here. Just a little bit of an intro on each one. So here we have the bandsaw. It's a 4x6 horizontal and vertical bandsaw. Bought it at Harbor Freight, which usually sells really crappy tools, but this one actually worked out. So, got a rest that I can put on right here for when I'm cutting out blanks for knives, or if I need to cut out like an inlay or anything like that, just doing the rough work. And then if I need to do some fabrication work, it's got a vise right here, and it's gravity fed, so I just feed the piece, and it's got an auto switch to turn off. As soon as it reaches the end of the cut, it turns itself off, and then I can come back over. So it's a pretty handy tool to have. It was only about 250 bucks, which is really, really nice. So now we're going to move over to the other tools. Got the drill press here, also from Harbor Freight. Sell really cheap tools, it's nice. It's a 5-speed, which runs a little bit too fast for metal, but you can make it work. Right here we have the vise. It's a pretty big vise. It's nice to have something that's pretty substantial, heavy duty. You can do a little bit of pounding on it, but you don't want to go crazy with it because you don't want to break your vise. I've already cracked it a few times. It also swivels at the base right here, which is nice if you need to get into different positions. For hand sanding blade, you can work here, you can flip around, whatever you need to do. Got my clamps down here, all kinds of safety gear up top. And then this is the grinder that I started out with. It's a 1x30. It's made by Ricken. It's got a 1-inch belt and then a 5-inch disc sander. The disc sander is useless on it. It's off balanced and it just doesn't sand very well. But the actual belt sander part works really, really well. I've had it for about 2 years. And at this point, I pretty much just use it for stropping knives, or if I need to deburr something, I just use a really, really worn out 1200 grit belt on it that I have some compound put onto, and it works pretty nice for that. Next we got the Black Bull bench grinder. It's an 8-inch bench grinder. I think it's a third of a horsepower, which is pretty underpowered, but it works well for wire brushing, which is all I use it for, just for deburring things again. Alright, so here we have the AHP Alpha TIG 200X. It's a 200 amp TIG and stick welder. What's nice about this is it's got all the AC/DC frequency adjustments and stuff that you're going to need for welding aluminum, stainless, titanium, all that kind of stuff. But it's only $800 shipped right from Amazon, which is a really good price tag for stuff that has all the options like this. It's got the 2T, 4T options, AC/DC like I said before, AC balance, post flow, pulse time, frequency, all that. So very good unit. I've only had it for about a week. But I'm going to be doing a lot of testing with it. I've been fabricating a coffee table that's right here, and we'll just see how it goes from there. But I'll be doing in-depth reviews on all the different tools that you see here, including this welding table that I got from Harbor Freight. This is actually 2 of them that I screwed together in the middle, so that way I could have a bigger work surface. So far it's worked out really well. It was a pain in the butt to put together. It took about an hour per table just because none of the holes lined up. But once I got it all together, it's been working really, really well. It's not the thickest table in the world, but it's worked so far. I've been welding on it for about 3-4 hours at this point, and it's worked totally fine. So next we're going to move on to the air filtration that I have. This is a jet air filtration system that I got a couple of weeks back. It's been working pretty well for me. I plan to mount it up in the ceiling, but so far it just hasn't happened. Works fine where it is. I use this whenever I have the grinder running in conjunction with the rigid wet dry vac shop vac that I have over there. Basically all the dust that's coming off of this 2x72 belt grinder comes into this chute right here, and I have a hole cut out in here for all the dust to get sucked into, and then also there's water at the bottom of this bucket to catch the hot sparks that are coming down. So that shop vac I don't use for anything except for this right here, and only for metal. So you don't want your metal dust and your wood dust to be mixing together, because that could cause a huge fire, which is not good. It has actually happened to me in the past. I actually smoked out a old shop vac that I had. So just to go over the grinder, this is the belt sander that I have. It's 2 horsepower, run by a Marathon electric motor. It's wired for 110 right now, just on a switch right here. It's got the tracking adjustment on this wheel right here. It's got the drive wheel, all that kind of stuff. I don't have anything but a flat platen, but that works out fine for me because I can do radius stuff right here. I just don't do any hollow grinds or anything like that, but it works really, really well. It's got 2 speeds to it, technically 3, but if I go on the 3rd speed, it just kills the lights in the garage and I gotta go flip the breaker. Pain in the ass. But it's got 1 speed that's about 400 RPM, and then the next speed up is about 1750, so it's a huge jump, but I can go hogging off all my metal on the higher speed and then finish work on the lower speed, and it works pretty well for me because I do all my finished work on the hand sanding. So that completes the shop tour. If you guys want to see more in regards to blacksmithing, knife making, techniques for knife making, fabrication, knife reviews for different knives that I get, just anything along those lines, just make sure you subscribe, drop a comment just in regards to what you want to see in the videos. I've been doing this for about 2 years. It's a passion of mine. It's something that I don't ever plan on quitting, obviously, because of all these tools that I have. It would be a pain in the ass to get rid of. But yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see, what you don't want to see. I'd be happy to post whatever you guys want. Thanks for your time. You're going? Alright, we can come up with a cue.
I nodded my head. How much of a cue do you want than that?
You got this.
Okay, whatever.
With a good ground clamp, it's got the copper wiring on it, all that. So it's a pretty good unit. Had it for about a week at this point. Got all the frequency adjustments, pulse, just stuff like that that you're gonna need on. Fuck. I'm gonna restart. Oh, damn. Pulse.
It's okay.
Yeah, I want to say pulse, frequency. Yeah, those are the main things that you usually don't get. I never use for anything except for wood. Or, fuck, we gotta redo that. We'll just cut that right there. I don't use it for wood. We could just start here. I like the rest of that, so we'll be able to cut it. So yeah. So if you guys want to see any other tours of the shop, we're gonna cut it there. Making, blacksmithing, fabrication, all things along those lines. Just make sure you follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do. Drop a comment. You guys can leave comments. Fuck.